Assalamu alaikum dear students. This is Dr. Mohammad Mazharul Islam, Associate Professor of Community Medicine, Bashundhara Ad-din Medical College. Today is my 5th lecture on research methodology, and today's topic is how to prepare the report book after completion of the research. First of all, let me tell the list of chapters that will be contained in our final report book. These are cover page that will contain the title of the research, the name of the researcher, and the name of the institution, if any. Next one is acknowledgement page. Acknowledgement page will be written as like who are the people the researcher wants to thank, the contributors of the research. So, acknowledgement page will be just one page, and next one is abstract. Before abstract, we have to place the contents page. After contents, abstract will be written in one page, and abstract is the summary of the whole research. It will contain the research methodology, research place, objectives, and findings. The important findings will be described here, and recommendation or conclusion will be placed in the last lines of this page, and it will be only one paragraph and it will be only one page. Next one is introduction. As I have discussed in my previous lecture about introduction in case of plan or research proposal, here the introduction will be more elaborate, but actual content will be almost same. And next one is objectives. We have to write down the objectives here, as like I have told yesterday. These are general objective and specific objectives. Then we have to place the list of variables. We have to classify the variables in different parts, like socio-economic variables and variables related to the identification of the person or respondent, and variables related to some other issues that are related to our specific research. So, we have to classify and enlist the variables. Then our next chapter will be methodology. Methodology will be described in details. In case of our proposal, we have told that we have to describe the methodology as in future tense. We are going to do, we want to do, our plan is to do. Here the research methodology will be in past tense. We have done, we have conducted like this. Otherwise, methodology in proposal and in report book both are same. Then we have to write down the results section. Result section is the very important part of the report book, because it will contain each and every variable's findings and some cross tabs also. We have to explain each and every findings in various methods like tabulation format, like pie charts, like bar charts, like frequency, polygon, etc. So, this chapter is the heart of the report book, because findings will be contained here. Then we have to place discussion chapter. Discussion chapter is one which will contain the findings of my research and findings of similar research conducted by some other researchers. We have to compare the findings in this chapter, and we have to explain the difference between the findings and any type of explanations will be discussed in this chapter. Then we have to place the conclusion chapter. Conclusive words and speech we have to place here. And lastly, we have to place recommendation chapter. Recommendation chapter will be described in points. What are the recommendations I want to say based on my findings? So, recommendations will be given in this chapter. Finally, we have to place the reference chapter. I will elaborate the reference chapter in my future classes, how to write down a reference in inline citation, and in case of the last chapter, the list of references. We have a special procedure or formula how to write down reference. So, reference chapter will be the last chapter, and then we can place some annexer which will contain the questionnaires in Bengali, in English, and some timeline, the time schedule. We can place all this, or any instruments used by my research will be placed in this chapter. So, these are the chapters will be contained in a research book or final report book. I have skipped only one chapter, that is the literature review. In case of academic practice, we usually place literature review chapter as chapter number 2, but in some situations or non-academic situations, we may not have to place this literature review chapter. So, this is all about today's class. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.